नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नितिन नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे। Yes, so I hope I am audible to all of you. Yes. अगर आप लोगों में से किसी को अपना वीडियो ऑन करना है तो आप लोग कर सकते हैं. I'll be the happiest one to see all of your faces. Okay. So as we all know, आज जो हमारा टॉपिक है, this is something very quite interesting topic, right? It is something that we will be seeing the practical life lesson from a very famous devotee, not a famous, but many famous devotees actually. And as Vaikunt Vilasni Mataji has shared, we will be discussing about Mother Kunti, Draupadi, and other few devotees also. So before we are going to start with this particular topic, I just wanted to have a quick kind of, participation from all of your side. Whenever we talk about Mother Draupadi, what exactly comes in your mind? आपके दिमाग में क्या आता है जब आप मदर द्रौपदी या मदर कुंती के बारे में सुनते हैं तो? यस,
Tolerance.
टॉलरेंस, वेरी गुड. संस्कृति. ओके, अदर्स? यस. जनरली व्हेनेवर वी हियर अबाउट समवन, उनकी जो क्वालिटीज होती हैं, we kind of get a memory back after hearing their name. So what exactly comes in your mind when we hear about these particular personalities? Yes, any one of you would like to add anything? Yes, Gayatri, Rudrani. If you are comfortable, you can message also, or you can speak also.
Mataji, kindness and devotion towards Krishna.
Okay, very good. Okay, very nice point. So we'll be taking, the qualities one after another. So we will start with Draupadi, right? So it is something like, when we just see the life sketch of both Draupadi or Mother Kunti, we see the life was not very easy. Generally, when we say in day-to-day life, people have that particular kind of problem, that if everything is okay in our life, then we are, happy to practice our devotional life, right? This is what a common excuse, or we can say not actually excuse, but yeah, many people think like that whenever, we just feel that, it comes to devotion, people think like that, that if I am practicing devotion, if I am in bhakti. Yeah, very nice, Gayatri. Gayatri is saying humility. Very good point. Yes. So whenever we just say, or whenever we practice, or somewhere, when we hear about bhakti, we have a mindset that, it says, that if I am practicing bhakti, because Krishna is the cause of all causes, he should be making our life, very easy. Something like that, comes in our mind. And if it is not coming in our mind, we kind of hear these particular thing very frequently. ये हम बहुत ऐसे commonly सुनते हैं, right? That you are doing so much of bhakti, what exactly you are getting in your life? But when we see the life sketch of, these, the great personality, we see exactly that what kind of life they have lived and what kind of problem they have faced And at the same time, the level of the surrenderance, like very beautifully Mataji has given the title actually, the strength and the surrenderance, both can be seen, in these particular two divine personalities, that at the same time when the difficult situations were coming, they were showing actually the strength. At the same time, they are surrendered to Krishna also, right? So many a time whenever we just speak about Draupadi, we always hear, that she was very courageous and she was very tolerant. Everything comes into our mind. So we will try to take, few examples from her life so that we can also feel inspired and we can seek her blessings to imbibe the quality that she was having. So there is a particular, pastime that actually comes that after the yuddha that actually happened, of the battle that actually got completed, so at that particular time, when all the children were killed actually by Aswasthama, and that particular time, that she was not having any son, and she was in a very pathetic situation. We all know about this storyline, right? That Aswasthama come, and then the children who were actually sleeping, he just come and he actually beheaded all the five children of Mother Draupadi. And when she come to know about this particular thing, it's like losing son at to that someone is actually killing in a very merciless condition, something like that. It is very painful to go through all that situation. But when Arjuna come to know about this particular thing, he actually just bring Aswasthama to actually Draupadi. And then it's like there was a discussion actually going on that what to be done, whether this particular person should also be killed or not. At that particular time when Mother Draupadi, she was very much, we can say, grieved, very much, in the pain. Even at that particular time also, when people were actually having that opinion that they should actually kill Aswasthama because he has actually done something sinful, that he killed the sleeping son of Draupadi. Even at that particular time, she didn't leave the side of Dharma, and then she says actually, that I don't want that the mother has to face the same pain that I am going through. So she says, that the particular thing, keeping the integrity intact, she says, that don't kill, just let him go, because she gives the ample of the reason, because he's actually the son of your guru who actually taught you so many things. And then she says, the another reason that actually she gives, saying that I don't want the mother to go through the same pain that I am going through. And at that particular time, like, again, just when we hear all these things, it is easy to say but tough to practice all these things, especially when someone is in that particular deep and very core hearted pain. So here we can learn actually from her that irrespective of the problem that we are facing, we should actually have our devotion always intact in our heart. Generally this is what we face in our life, that thoda idhar udhar hota hai, right? So we always question this thing, like when we preach girls, this always comes, that I have done so much of bhakti, why Krishna is not, making things easier for me. Can't Krishna manage, this also for me? Something like that, we keep on saying about all these things. So here we can learn actually from this particular, pastime that just now we have discussed, that actually going through so much of, deep pain, seeing that, it is actually injustice, but still she is keeping the devotion alive for Krishna and keeping the integrity also. And then she is, just giving that particular kind of, compassionate word for the Aswasthama. So this is exactly one of the very prominent quality that she was always having, that particular, unwavering faith in Krishna that is actually, cannot be shaken. So this is something very beautiful pastime. And then further going ahead, we can just see that although like we all know that she came from the Agni Kund, and then she was a princess of a kingdom, and then she got married. We all know about that story, right? That she got married and then she comes to Hastinapur. There also, it was something very, not a very poor kind of courtyard or something. They are also very rich. So there also she was having so much of opulence, but still because of, the particular, the politics, we can say, or the evil nature of Duryodhana. They were not actually getting the desired, or we can say, the essential part of, the courtyard or the property that actually they should be getting. And then we all know that Pandavas, they actually being exiled for another, 13 years. So even she belongs to that particular high profile kind of place, high profile kind of background. But even at that time, when the situation comes, she is handling it very carefully, very beautifully. And it is said, that when exactly she was just following this exile period, she used to go to take water from the river, she was cleaning the cloth, and she was serving the husbands also. And many a time it is said that, that Yudhishthir Maharaj used to call many Brahmanas. So single-handedly she was making each and every food preparation and she was offering it. So here we can see the another very beautiful quality of Draupadi Maharani, that although she is a queen, but actually she is exhibiting a quality of being a servant, right? So this is something very unique. Generally, when we get any position, right, we start commanding that, I belong to that particular position. And itna to mere ko milna chahiye, this much respect it is needed. How can I do like that? But when we see her life, having so much of opulence, but still the lady, she is just going and doing the menial services. At the same time, we can just see, that either, it is her compassionate nature, or many of you have told, humility, tolerance. So all that thing we can see, that the quality that are actually coming, it is coming from Krishna. And the classic and the very epic example that we can see actually in her life, that, the particular episode where exactly she was actually going to get, disrobed in the entire assembly. And at that particular time, she is just approaching one by one. Generally, like, it is a tendency that whenever we are facing any problem, we just go and approach our superiors. So she is also just going and approaching, that Bhisma Pitamba, Dhritarashtra, and everyone. And she's approaching the five husband. And we all know that five husband, they cannot do anything because they don't have any right at particular time. And that particular time, she could have actually just left, that I'm just done. First of all, going to that assembly and seeing and facing that scenario where exactly people are just trying to disrobe her. And that particular time, anyone can lose hope, right? But still, she has that much of devotion to Krishna that actually, ultimately, when she just figured it out that no one is helping me, and that particular time when this particular Dusashan, he is just actually trying to just pull the sari, she just lifted her hand up. She is not actually, it is said, that very beautifully the narration comes, that at first she is approaching many people, and then she is approaching the husbands, and then she is just trying actually to hold the sari in between the teeth. And then when she realizes that particular thing, that nothing is going to work with me, then actually she surrenders. And then we see, that exactly this is what happened, that Krishna comes, and then he comes actually in the form of sari, and Krishna is protecting her. So again, the three example that we have seen, this is something very beautiful to understand. And this is not something, like there are many things to discuss, and we'll be discussing also today. But the three scenarios that we have seen, it is a kind of peak of the emotions, right? Whether it is killing of her five son, whether it is, getting disrobed, and then, being a very opulent person, and then rendering the menial services, she always maintained to have the qualities, the devotion intact within her heart. And this is what Krishna actually says in Bhagavad Gita also. He mentioned this in 2.15, that a person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and remain steady in both become eligible for liberation. So this is what we can learn from these particular three pastime from Draupadi, that no matter whatever situation we are facing, we should always have that particular thing in our mind, that we desire actually, like, that I want this, I want that. even after coming to bhakti, we are not at that particular level, that at a moment we came in bhakti. Shloka Sanskriti, it is Bhagavad Gita 2.15. You can take the reference of that. So the moment we come in bhakti, slowly, slowly, as we know, that when we progress in bhakti, like, there are 9 stages in the bhakti, we all know about it, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So similarly, there are different stages also in the bhakti, where we come and then, the faith is very fragile. And then we come in the association of the devotee, we start interacting with the devotee. And after, just hearing the classes, doing the chanting, coming to the temple, doing all these things, slowly, slowly the faith actually start, becoming more deepened. Then the anarthas, just getting down. And then slowly, slowly the faith becomes very strong, right? So this is exactly, Shraddha and Nistha. So I am giving this particular example, that this is exactly we can learn from these particular kind of great devotee, that how even at a adverse situation also they maintain to have that nistha, that avashya rakhiva krishna. Krishna is there. Neither what happened in our life, that we come to bhakti and then we kind of have that expectation, that no matter what, like no matter what, actually krishna is there, there is no denial. But we should not always think like this, that whenever anything is going bad in our life, as per our perception, that we actually perceive, things in a wrong way and a right way, we kind of start blaming, right? That why it is happening to me. And we quite, often hear this very famous question, like two questions we always hear from all the girls. First is that why this thing is happening to me? And after doing so much, why krishna is not helping me out? So there is a very beautiful thing to understand, that mercy is not always, that you see favorable things happening to you. Many a time krishna's mercy also comes when exactly things are unfavorable. Like, krishna just literally want us, to go through certain situation, and it actually get us more closer towards krishna. And even in case of, Mother Draupadi, we can just see this, that the level of the surrender she was having, no one was knowing that, that she is such a great devotee. Just facing that assembly where exactly someone is just trying to make her naked. At that particular time, she has that faith, that no one else can protect me except Krishna. Itself, it says, that what particular kind of, nistha, what particular kind of devotion she is actually having for Krishna. And then to that, actually, as krishna says, that one who always think of me, one who always surrender to me, for that person I am never lost, neither the person is lost to me, right? So she was not thinking, that krishna, he is just sitting in dwarka somewhere, how he will come and he will help me, right? At that particular time, when we are actually just practicing our krishna consciousness, we see krishna in a deity form, right? So for us, it's still like, that Krishna is in the deity form, he's in the Paramatma form. We have to perceive Krishna everywhere. And still we just see, that how Krishna is, omnipresent. He is always present everywhere. But at that particular time when Mother Draupadi was there, she was knowing actually that Krishna was in Dwarka. But still actually, she has that, faith on Krishna, that Krishna actually can protect me. Although he's in Dwarka, he will protect me. And actually, because of faith, the devotion was as such, as much, that actually Krishna manifested in the form of sari, right? So this is something very beautiful that we actually can just learn from the kind of, the beautiful quality that actually she was having. And again, I will just quickly narrate one more pastime, and then we will go to Queen Kunti. Another is very beautiful. We all know about, the very famous pastime of Akshay Patra. Actually, so many are there, but I just chose selective one to have that, practical application in our life. So another very beautiful pastime is Akshay Patra. We see about that, right? That actually one time Durvasa Muni comes, not going to the background part of it, but Durvasa Muni comes, and then we all know about the anger of Durvasa Muni. That his anger was like, that if you will do anything wrong, immediately the person will get cursed. So everyone was knowing about it. And then Durvasa Muni comes, and he comes at that particular time where exactly the sun was going to set. And Draupadi and Pandavas, they have completed having their food. And when they complete having their food at that particular sunset time from that Akshay Patra, after that, it is not going to be used for that certain day. And Duryodhana was knowing about all these things. So willingly, knowingly, he actually sent Durvasa Muni so that he can actually give curse. And then he comes, and at that particular time, that when Pandavas goes, and when they are actually going and they're seeing that particular thing, that he is actually just waiting outside Durvasa Muni along with his 10,000 disciple. They were like, awe to that particular moment, that now what to do, right? You have to serve someone at the same time, आप ऐसे वनवास के time पे, and then you cannot just, have that opulence of your Rajmahal, right? That, spur of a moment, you can arrange everything. Cannot be done like that. So there comes the only thing, that Akshay Patra. And then they actually just go and narrate the entire thing to Draupadi. And then Draupadi becomes actually very tensed. And then exactly again, like because she has that, faith, she has that surrenderance, as like previously we have seen, that one who is always absorbed, taking shelter in Krishna. Krishna never leaves that person. And then all of a sudden Krishna appears in the picture. And then he says, that I am very hungry. I want to have something. Can you feed me something? So she is like, with an upset face and something like that. She says, that I have only one, this एक rice ka tukda hai. So, this one kind of grain of rice is there. And then Krishna says, that, okay, I will take that. And Krishna take that particular thing. And after taking that particular thing, actually what happened? That Krishna is fully satisfied. And then parallelly, we know the entire episode, right? That here Krishna is becoming satisfied, and parallelly, exactly what is happening? Parallelly, actually, Durvasa Muni and the entire disciple, you can say crew of the disciple also, they are also getting satisfied. So here also we can see, again, the very beautiful thing, that irrespective of, the situation we are facing, if we just try to take the shelter of Krishna on day-to-day basis, we may forget Krishna at that particular time, but Krishna is always there, right? So this is something very beautiful thing that we can actually learn from the life sketch of Draupadi, that she was epitome of devotion, epitome of surrenderance, unwavering faith, unwavering devotion that actually she was having. And then we'll be just quickly going to Mother Kunti. So before we are going to Mother Kunti, I just wanted to have a interaction with you all. Can any one of you just narrate a short story? Any story that actually comes in your mind when we talk about Mother Kunti? Because, like, kind of, let's have a discussion between the particular two topics. Any pastime that actually comes in your mind? Yes, Nandini, please go ahead.
So Mataji, I remember Kunti Maharani's that story when she asked Surya Dev for Karna. So
Okay.
I actually compare her when she was a child, and I compare her when she is praying to Krishna to stay with her forever. So
Very
when she
beautiful.
was a child, she was, she was not able to believe on the boon she had received. She was trying to test it, and
Mm.
later when she grows up into an adult, she is always believing in Krishna. So the transition which she has made from a young girl to a lady is really good, because she was not believing in all those things earlier, and due to that she had to suffer a lot. But then later there
Mm.
was nothing like it. I mean, we now consider her to be the most intelligent woman, and we take her as an example in our life.
Yeah, very true. Thank you, Nandini. So we'll be just seeing, quickly again, I will just try to kind of make a recap about her life. So she was very young, very small, not young actually, she was very small. And we all know, that actually she was the daughter of Sursena, who was actually the father of Vasudev. So she was like, Bua. to Lord Krishna. So Sursena actually he was knowing about it, that one of his friends, Kunti Bhoj, he was not having any daughter. So he gave her, and then Mother Kunti, she actually comes to Kunti Bhoj at that particular time. And then the entire, that brought up actually happened to the palace of Kunti Bhoj. So one time actually it happened that Durvasa Muni again, Durvasa Muni comes into picture. So Durvasa Muni comes, and then Kunti Bhoj, he becomes very worried. And then see, whenever we see this life sketch of Mother Draupadi, it's like unparalleled, devotion, we can say, the surrenderance, the epitome of chastity, also, we can say, and the devotion that actually she was having. Similarly, when we see the quality of Mother Kunti, it comes like, that she was very loving mother. She was a very responsible daughter, and she was a very responsible wife. And this is what exactly we are going to discuss now, that when actually Kunti Bhoj, he just, come to know about this, that now exactly Durvasa Muni has come, and he is famous of giving curses. So he becomes like panicked, and then he just give the entire responsibility to Mother Kunti. And then he says, you take care. Like generally, when anything comes very crucial, we just catch hold of that particular personality whom we have trust. And then he says, that can you just take care of, the entire taking care of Durvasa Muni. And at that particular time, Durvasa Muni, being served by Mother Kunti. And she has actually served so nicely that he becomes very pleased. And then seeing, that she will be having actually problem in conceiving child in future, he gives the boon that he actually gives, certain mantras from, it is said that Atharva Ved se he has given certain mantras that if you recite, you can actually get, son from different demigods. So in that particular time, she was very young, and we all can correlate, that when we are in our teen, we want to experiment everything. We want to test, whether things are working or not. So out of her, that particular, we can say, the curiosity was so much that she wanted actually, to just check that, what particular kind of boon is that. And as Nandini, she narrated that she actually recited the mantra for Suryadev, and then he comes and then he gives a baby in her lap. And then he says, please take care of the baby. Even at that particular time, we can see, that because Karan was a very first baby, she didn't get, we can say, flowed in the particular kind of, attachment that, I have to take care of it. She was knowing that she was a princess. And as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, yat yat acharati sreshta. And at that particular time, these personality, they were very careful that what they are going to do, common people are going to follow. So this is something very important. We can learn, that the particular kind of, we can say the quality that she has, that instead of keeping her self-interest at the top, she actually kept the self-interest of other people also. And then we know about, that exactly she actually just keep, Karan in the basket, and then destiny follows like that. And then going further, we can see, that she get married actually to Pandu, and then there was a problem in conceiving. But still, even when she comes to know about all this thing, and when they go to the forest, she never complained about it. That, I'm coming from the same, like in the case of Mother Draupadi, that I'm coming from a very opulent, the particular past, and then I have to leave everything. I have to go and I have to serve you in the forest. It is said, that she was very chaste. She was very devoted to the Lord. And because of the power of the devotion that actually she was having, the purity that Mother Kunti was having, actually, she has actually given birth to that five divine son that actually, like Lord Krishna, it is said, that Krishna actually personally chose Pandavas, right? To actually to establish the dharma. So this is the beauty of her character we can see. Mataji, can I just go for another 10 minutes if it is okay?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Okay, Mataji. Thank you. So now again, when we just see, Mother Kunti's this particular thing, it is something like we have to see, that when this particular thing is happening, the entire thing, that Pandavas, they're actually getting exiled. And that particular time, that Lakshagriya also, the episode comes in between, where exactly the planning and plotting was happening, that, they will be killed. Then actually they have been sent to the exile. Each and every time, she was having so much of dedication, she was having so much of faith, she was having so much of devotion, that she never kind of complained ki baba ab kitna, why everything is happening to me. She never asked that question. And this is what we can see, like, as beautifully told by Nandini, that when actually everything is done, when Yudhishthir Maharaj is actually, becoming the king, and that particular time Krishna is just going, right? Imagine that particular scenario, that Krishna is on his chariot and he is actually going. And at that particular time, when everything is sorted in her life, right? Now we can just say, कैसे हमारे exams होते हैं. So exactly what we feel, right? What is our this particular thing, जब हमारे एग्जाम्स वगैरह खत्म होते हैं तो, कि अब बस हो गया, just give me rest for some time or something like that. But look at the devotion of that particular lady, that she is literally going and holding the chariot of Krishna, and then she is just praying, to Krishna. And this is what exactly it is said, that Mother Kunti actually it is considered as, the spontaneous glorification personified in the devotion. This is prime quality of Mother Kunti actually. And then she goes and then she starts saying to Krishna, where exactly she narrates the entire thing. So imagine that particular thing, that 1 minute. So we can just see this particular thing, that even if someone younger to us, just comes and then try to do something, we find it very difficult to appreciate that person, right? To glorify. Although she was aunt, she was Bua of Krishna, but she was knowing actually who is Krishna. Just see, the humility of that particular devotee, that although she belongs to that, the lineage where exactly she is at the upper hand, but still what is happening, that still she is just, glorifying Krishna. And there exactly she is just telling Krishna, that let the consciousness of mind be, driven to your lotus feet as the river is flowing towards ocean, right? And then very beautiful thing, like two things that actually very prominent I find, that's why I'm sharing with you all. One, she says, Krishna as Akinchana Gochar. That, Akinchana Gochar means, that one who is actually possessed by someone who is not possessing anything. So this is something very beautiful. So it is like, again, she was also having so much of opulence, but she was not holding that opulence. That is actually the level of her devotion. So this is what exactly we can see from her life sketch, that although she was having opulence, again, it was like, up and down in her life, that the opulence was there and then not there, and in between so many things haphazards were happening. But still she was not holding that thing, that I am the queen, now I am the mother of the Pandavas, who is actually establishing, the dharma and all that thing. She was just simply, going through with the deep devotion to Krishna, and she is simply, giving the teachings, just making Pandavas, it's like imbibing the dharma in the heart of the Pandavas, so that actually they can facilitate Krishna in, his, the particular pastime, where exactly they can help Krishna in establishing the dharma. And after doing all that thing, look at, the beauty of the nature of Mother Kunti, that actually she is detached, right? Generally, it is something, that after doing so much, we automatically become very attached, right? But still, she is so detached, and then she is just asking for the calamities from Krishna, right? That let the calamity come again and again, so that, we can remember you and we can have you always with us. So actually there are so many things, that we can just speak about Mother Kunti. But whenever we just see the life sketch of Mother Kunti, we can just remember one thing, that irrespective of the hardship, irrespective of the trouble, irrespective of, we can say, just again, like, we all know that when Bhima, he was small, he actually, been put somewhere where exactly it came, like, that he lost his life. So just starting, from this particular phase, where exactly, she's just, having this particular scenario when the small child is getting killed. At the same time, she is just facing the death of the husband. She has to take care of the five children alone, and then she has to face all the, adverse thing in her life. But after all these things, She managed one thing, that is actually having faith in Krishna. So this is what exactly we can learn, and we can try to also imbibe, because our condition is like, थोड़ा सा भी इधर उधर हुआ तो हमारा faith थोड़ा ऐसे ऊपर नीचे आ जाता है. So whenever we hear about all this, great personality, we can always just take inspiration from them, and we can always pray the way they actually have that particular kind of staunch faith in the process of bhakti and Lord Krishna. We also, by their causeless mercy, we may also imbibe that particular kind of faith, and that particular kind of, the devotion that actually they were having. So, anyone of you want to add anything to this particular thing, or any question in between? Like, we have another 3-4 minutes, and then Vaikunt Vilasni Mataji will be starting. Anything that any one of you would like to add, ask, or comment anything?
Mataji, I have a doubt.
Yes, ask.
Mataji, actually, when we see that if a woman is chaste and if she's pure-hearted and
Hmm.
she's loyal, um, at some point she gets attached to her family
Hmm.
more, and similarly she becomes more sensitive and tend to get hurt a lot. And at
Hmm.
times she even, gets jealous कि मुझे नहीं मिल रहा है इतना करने के बाद भी. तो
Hmm.
ऐसा मतलब कुंती महारानी is obviously a very top example. We can not even imitate her. So how is
Hmm.
it possible that we should stay kind hearted and not fall into jealousy and not be that emotional and sensitive?
Hmm. Yes. Uh, if you are just talking because you started with chastity, right? So one thing that I would like to, then I will request actually Vaikunt Vilasni Mataji also to comment on this. One thing is this, that when we say that we love someone, right? We always have to understand that what substance love is. What is the meaning of chastity, right? Love means to give, correct? And if you love someone, we try to please that person, right? Again, it's easier to say, but when we practice, actually, we actually find it very practical. So if you are just serving anyone now, always keep remember that try to keep Krishna in the center, right? Rather than just simply thinking he is my husband, they are my parent, they are my teacher. Always keep Krishna in the center. That obviously this particular person, they are my parent, they are my teacher, they are, he is my, not they, he is my husband. But actually, everyone is given by Krishna, right? Correct? And it's something like, once in a lifetime opportunity to serve this particular person. So if we think like this, and if we serve now, we won't expect so much from their side, because we are trying to do our part of the duty, right? And regarding jealousy, we have to understand that thing, that jealousy comes into the picture when we try to control. If we are not trying to control, we won't feel jealous of anyone. है ना? If we try to facilitate na, we will be happy. It's like, it is said, that in giving we receive. If you give someone, then actually it gives, so much of satisfaction, and then you become very happy. But if you try to take from other na, it's like something, make us very vulnerable, because we don't know, that whether we will be receiving from the other person or not. But if we are always try to give, automatically, because the emotion is there, we will just get emotions from other. So this particular thing we can do, that whenever we are doing, please be detached. Try to practice detachment, in the sense, not detachment, कि हम तो body नहीं, हम तो soul है. Not like that. But yeah, because that particular person is, just, again, coming to Krishna, I am there to serve that particular person to the best of my capacity, that exactly I can do. And whatever, I am just getting, as a part of, Krishna's mercy, right? And if you're not trying to control anyone, that, I need it because I have done it, then it comes like, kind of business, right? And because I am giving you, you should also give me. So if you're not doing this particular thing, obviously, things will be a little bit easier. Is that answer your question, Nandini?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, something I want to add.
Yes,
Like
Mataji.
when our goal is clear, like simple goal is there: purification of heart, glorification of Lord. If Krishna, if our heart we can purify, then only Krishna is going to accept us. So, and envy comes when we have some expectation and we want to think what other person is getting. So when we have service attitude and we feel that we are servant of Krishna, then automatically this envy part goes actually. And constant when we do introspection and we try to improve ourselves, so automatically envy also reduces day by day.
Very true, Mataji. Very beautiful.
Uh,
Okay, Mataji. So I'll be on mute. I'll be switching off my camera if it is okay.
Okay, so just a minute. Do you want to continue with Draupadi, Devi Draupadi?
I have done that part, Mataji. I started with her only.
Okay, okay. So already both are. So,
Yeah, yes, Mataji.
so I'll continue.
Okay, Mataji.
Uh, uh, we are going to discuss about Janva Mata now. So, as we know, or some of you must be knowing, Janva Mata is the one of the personality from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from the life of this book is there, and the Nityanand Prabhu, she was consort of Nityanand Prabhu. So we'll start with prayers of Sri Janava Mata, Nityananda Priyam Prema Bhaktirat Pradayaniam Srijanavim Ishwarim Vande Tapatraya Nivariniam means I offer respectful obeisances to Srimati Janava Devi, who is giver of the jewel in the form of loving devotion and destroyer of threefold miseries of material life. So here we can see this prayer. Actually, this is offered to Janva Mata by Chandi Devi. So first of all, we'll start with the from like who is Janva Mata. So in like whenever Lord comes with his all parshas. So like Lord Vishnu is there. So Lord Vishnu, along with Lord Vishnu, Ananta Shesh is there. Shankha Chakra Gadha Padma is there. Lotus is there. Devi Lakshmi is there. So all these are wherever Lord Vishnu is there, these things are there. In the same way, when Lord Krishna comes, so Balramji is there, Devaki and Vasudev is there, then Yashoda Maya and Nand Maharaj is there. But apart from this, Radharani is there, Rukmini is there. So Lord come with the Parshas. So in the same way, when Lord appeared in Kali Yuga in the form of uh, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So along with Lord Nityananda also appeared, and Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaramji, brother of Lord Krishna. So when Lord Chaitanya took sannyas and Lord Nityananda also went with Lord Chaitanya to okay, Mataji. Okay. Snehakishwar Mataji, okay. So Lord Chaitanya Lord Chaitanya went to Jagannath Puri, and at Jagannath Puri, Advaitacharya was there, then Haridas Thakur was there, and many other devotees also staying with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that time, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu realized there is no one in the Navadvip Dham for preaching. So continue the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to spread the glories of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Lord Chaitanya told to Nityanand Prabhu to go back to Navadvip Dham and get married. So that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Nityanand Prabhu told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you took sannyas, because of you we came to Jagannath Puri, and I am Avdut. And now you are saying that I should go back and I should get married. Then how come? But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, our mission is spreading the glories of Harinam. So how it will happen? So that's why Lord Nityanand Prabhu accepted Mahaprabhu's request, and then he went to Navadvip Dham. So there was his friend Uddharan Datta. So when he was thinking about marriage, that time Uddharan Datta brought Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Nityanand Prabhu to uh, Suryadas Sarkhela. So Suryadas Sarkhela was in Krishna Leela was Kukudami, King Kukudami, and he had two daughters, Revati and Vasudha. So now also the this Kukudami means this Suryadas Sarkhela had two daughters. One was Vasudha, and another was Revati. So um, sorry, Janava Devi and Vasudha. So Nityanand Prabhu asked this Suryadas, I want to get married. So initially, Suryadas Sarkhila gave a lot of respect to Nityanand Prabhu because he was a saintly person. But when he asked for his daughters for marriage, that time he was very angry. You are a mendicant, you are just, you don't have house to stay, you are staying under trees, you don't have you to means you don't have anything to eat also, you have to um, ask for alms, and then how you will take care of my daughters? So then Nityanand Prabhu went back, and at night, in the dream of this Suryadas Sarkhela, Lord Balram came with blue garment, and there was plough on his shoulder. And Lord Balram said, "In previous life, you were King Kukudmi, and these two daughters are Revati and another is Varuni. So this now they are Vasudha and Janava. So how come you are not ready to give your daughters in marriage to me?" So that time, this Suryadas Sarkar realized, and when he wake up in the morning, immediately he ran towards Nityanand Prabhu and asked for forgiveness and told Nityanand Prabhu, please forgive me, and I'm ready for this marriage. And that time, one more story is there. Actually, initially, when this Janava Mata heard, like her father is not ready for marriage, that time she was very sick, and because she realized, like this Balram, Lord Balram she was eternal consort of Lord Balram, and her heart was full of devotion and love for Nityanand Prabhu. So then she immediately, actually, she was feeling very sick, and then finally they called our doctor, and the doctor told, now if you you get ready for the antim sanskar of your daughter, because there is no medicine for her, and we don't know how till how much her life is remaining now. So that time this Udaran Datta also came, and this her father immediately went to Nityanand Prabhu, and Nityanand Prabhu came, and Nityanand Prabhu was ready. Initially, Nityanand Prabhu was also not ready. Like he was saying, how I will take care of your daughters? You are saying I don't have anything, and how now you are saying get married? So how I will take care of your daughters? So somehow convinced this Suryadas Sarkhila, and then immediately Jana Devi came, like her came into the life, like her disease, her sickness, everything disappeared, and she saw many people around, and she was embarrassed, and she immediately went from that place, and after that they got married. Actually, this Nityanand Prabhu's father-in-law arranged this marriage, and very nicely. And that time, Lord Nityananda asked for the hand of Vasudha also, another means who was Varuni. But for her, with her also, immediately Nityananda Prabhu got married. And then Janava Mata means I will make the story very short because we have only 10 minutes. It is near about 1 hour class. I'm making it very short, but still for 10 minutes, whatever possible, will continue because most important part of was the devotion of Janava Devi. So when Nityanand Prabhu, she spent some years with Nityanand Prabhu, and they spread glories of uh, Hare Krishna Mahamantra and holy name in the Navadvip area. And after some time, actually, Nityanand Prabhu disappeared in the deities of Bankim Rai at Ekachakra. And after some time, actually, the whole Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also disappeared in the deity of Tota Gopinath. Then Advaitacharya disappeared. So slowly, all the parshas of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they disappeared. So there was only one person was remaining who will uh, take the lead of this spreading glories of holy name. So Nityanand Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu requested Janava Devi to spread glories of um, holy name. And then after that, she started actually the preaching movement basically, and she initiated many disciples also. And that time, first thing she wanted to go to Vrindavan. So while going, she she passed through many places. She went to Kheturi. She at Kheturi also. Kheturi is the place near Navadvip Dham, and there are many like Kharda is the place. Then after that, Shala, Jajigram, Shaligram, like many places are there. So she traveled all over the area nearby Navadvip. She spread glories of holy name, and after that, she wanted to go to Vrindavan. So in she went to Vrindavan, but while going to Vrindavan, uh, at one place when she was staying, that time many uh, devotees of Chandi Devi saw there are many mains are around this Janava Devi. She is giving class, and these people are her devotees. So they were like very envious to her. So they decided to kill her, and they took blessing of Chandi Devi because she is spreading glories of Krishna, and now they were devotees of Chandi Devi. So, but when Chandi Devi saw like they want to kill Janava Devi, that time she was very angry, furious, and in dream of these devotees, she came and she was very furious. Her eyes were red, and she told, "What are you doing? What is your plan? Do you know who is Janava Devi? She is eternal consort of Lord Balram. She is from Krishna Lila, and whatever the Shakti is we get, it is given by her only. So you cannot do that." And that time, the initially we recited the pranam mantra, the Nityananda Priyam प्रेम भक्तिरत प्रदायिनीं श्रीजानवादेवी ईश्वरीं वन्दे तपत्रय निवारिणीं. So this pranam mantra she offered Chandi. This it is by Chandi Devi only. And after that, Janava Devi went to Vrindavan. At Vrindavan, she met Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami uh, showed her many places in the Vrindavan. So she visited all the places, and at Radhakund also. When actually those of some of us we went to Radhakund. That time we had taken darshan of Janava Devi Paithak. So near Janava Devi there is a deity of Gopinath, and that ghat is called as the Janava Devi Ghat. So this is the place where on the bank of Radhakund, Janava Devi used to sit. She used to chant there. She used to conduct classes there. and that place is still it is there. And lastly, I want to tell one thing, like what is the how Janvadevi disappeared. So Janvadevi was incarnation of Ananga Manjari, and near the deity of Gopinath in Vrindavan, there was one Radharani, and Radharani was too small. So when Janvadevi saw this deity of Radharani, she was thinking, this this Radharani is too small. Actually, Gopinath needs a bigger one, Radharani. So, and immediately she was thinking, well, how come this thought came in my mind? This is not, this is the offense, this is not good. And they, she asked for forgiveness. But in dream of Pujari also, and her dream also, the Gopinath came and said, I actually, this Radharani is not suitable for me. I want bigger Radharani. So then after that, they arranged a bigger Radharani near Gopinath. And this is another Radharani is also there. She is a Ananga Manjari. And at the when Janvadevi disappeared, she merged into the deity of Ananga Manjari, which is near Gopinath. So these are actually, I made this very, very, very short actually. And there are so many interesting stories when she went to Vrindavan, from Navadvip to Vrindavan travel is there. I made a lot of research, but because of time, we will stop here. If you have any question, we will discuss about that, or otherwise we'll end here. So, do you want to ask something? Okay.
No,
I,
Mataji.
yes, beta. No.
Uh,
Okay.
no,
Okay. So, thank you, and so see you on Sunday. Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Yes.
Just one thing I wanted to discuss, that the script is ready, so you can just ask them to be prepared, so that we can shoot the video on Sunday. We can discuss about that today, if it
Yes,
is
sure.
possible.
Yeah, definitely. Hmm? Yeah. We'll decide it tomorrow. Hmm?
Okay, yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna, everyone. Yeah. Haribol
Hare
Khushi,
Krishna.
Sanskriti, Gayatri, Rutuja, Aditi, Sukumari Radha,
Hare Bol
Vishnupriya,
Mataji.
Bhakti,